Welcome to day 3 of the 25 most notable bourbons of 2022.
Let's give it a stop. And
You really stomped that button.
I did.
It's not gonna work.
We're looking at this one. I don't know, let's find out. Welcome back, everyone. Another day, another bourbon.
I thought you were gonna say another day, another dram, and I thought that was really nice. That should go on a shirt.
You know how I don't like the word dram.
It's not all about you, Chad. The rest of the world is fine with it. Another day, another dram.
The thing I don't like about dram.
Okay, let's not.
The thing I don't like dram is it's like 0.0125 of an ounce. So when someone says give me a dram, they're not being literal. I'm very literal. I'll give you a dram.
Doink.
Let me get my
He's gonna
eyedropper.
measure it with his teaspoon. And it just means a taste. Calm yourself.
Spicy?
Yeah, some spice. I get maybe some honey, a little bit of
Oh yeah, honey. Yes.
walnut, or like some sort of like a baked breakfast bread. But it's not overly sweet.
It's also not overly nutty.
No, it's not. But I think walnuts is, again, like, it's more of a subdued, you know, we're not talking peanut butter, we're not talking pecan. It's a little bit more of a subdued flavor.
Right.
But there is a spice note in there, and there's a hint of oak or...
And also your classic caramel.
yeah. There's a little bit of like earthy, herbal in the background, very faint.
Sure. All right.
All right.
To your health.
Delicate, but it builds. It starts out with like a delicate sweetness that initially is kind of oily, a little bit, you know, semi. And then it, I think, builds into something that where like the oak takes more control and gets in the driver's seat. And it kind of builds, and as you let it go through the finish, it warms you up a little bit. Because at first I was like, oh, it's just like a medium finish. And I'm like, well, maybe it's medium long.
Yeah, I get honey and tea on the palate. Some pretty classic bourbon flavors in here. A little bit of leather.
Yeah.
Maybe this might be potentially a little bit older. Don't know.
I get a little bit of that spice and that walnut that we got from the nose also on the palate. Feels sophisticated.
It does.
Yeah.
It feels Ellie in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, before we take our next sip, we want to pause and tell you about our home on the internet. It's whiskyambitions.com. It's where you can get both of the t-shirts. You're wearing a newer one there.
A new one, Fueled by Whiskey.
Fueled by
That's
Whiskey.
me.
Bourbon Bunker, you know, be kind,
the lights
share your finds. But you can also save 10% on non-sale items up till December 15th by using code IBNHoliday10 at checkout. That's where you can shop for our glassware, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, candles, and more. Always coming soon. That's whiskyambitions.com.
And you can become a patron at patreon.com/itsbourbonnight and join for as little as $1 a month. It gets you lots of things, but one of which is access to our barrel picks, and we have several coming out this month, so check it out. I like how it moves. It evolves as it sits, you know. It starts with that light sweetness. It comes off very light at first.
Yeah.
And then just the presence of that oak coming through. Like, I would guess that this has a little age to it. I'm gonna say...
Or at least the perception of it.
The perception of age. It's achieving a perceived 10 to 12-year-old, I think. Maybe. 10-ish. I don't know. The way it sits, the oak hangs out on the back of my tongue. I'd
12
say
plus,
12 years, roughly. But could be older, I don't know.
Proof, I think it's north of 100. Can't really... I feel like it's one of those deceptively lower tasting proofs. Like it could be 115. Like I don't know what we have that's 115, but
the way it builds at the
it's
finish.
Drinking more like 108. You know, 110 max.
Yeah, the first second it hits my tongue, I would think, oh, this is right around 100, you know. But then as it sits and goes into that finish and really gets into that Kentucky hug, I'm gonna say 107, 110 maybe. Shall we? They already know what it is.
Right.
They're laughing. They're like, how wrong you are.
I know, yeah.
Any guesses? I don't think I have a guess.
I don't know. For some reason, I'm thinking maybe the 4-gate, like 10-year of the Indiana Foundation.
Oh, okay. That's a good guess. I wonder I don't remember what the proof is on that one.
I don't.
108.8.
108.8? Okay, well, there you go.
Which would fit our theory.
Yeah.
These things fit our theory.
I don't know. That's my guess.
All right. I don't really have a guess. I think that's that's a very educated guess. Close. It's the 4-gate Kelvin 4.
The Kelvin 4. Okay, so this one is
We do love a Kelvin finish.
Yeah, one of our few finished in here. 111.2. So
we said 107 to 110.
110. Good, yeah.
It really builds as it sits. I mean, like the hug is still going for me for my last sip.
For sure. Let's just bring in our info sheet here, so we're not
MSRP,
trying to
$200.
trick people that this is all off the top of our heads.
No,
Yeah,
we need
$200
reference.
It's a blend of 6 and 7 year Kentucky straight bourbon, 9 year Indiana straight bourbon. Maybe that's where I was getting that Indiana 10 year. I don't know. 8 year Indiana straight rye. So this is technically a Boo Rye. It's like the only one in this series that is not just a regular old bourbon. And we've done the Kelvin collab since 2. And they've always done well, so we included it. Then it's all finished in Australian tawny port and Barbadian dark rum casks.
I did not pick up that this was finished at all.
I didn't either.
It did not scream at me that it was finished. I think that they're achieving something great. Like it's just enhancing the flavors of the whiskeys that were blended together, and I think elevating them. Like I got an oak note that I would have confidently guessed this at 10 years.
Yes,
I did.
Yes, and I
and
did
that's not true.
too.
It's a blend of 6, 7, 8, and 9.
But it's that perception of age, right? Things can be deceptive in proof and in age. And
taste is what matters.
Yeah.
Right? Because you can have 10-year, 12-year-old product that is real funky and weird. I'm impressed with it, to be honest. Now, I mean, $200 is a lot.
But a lot has gone into that bottle.
A lot has gone into that bottle. Several finishes, multiple blends, all sourced. So, I'm pleased with it. I think we have a bottle, we paid that money for it, and I'm not disappointed. You know, I'm happy that we have it. Every year I will continue to buy the Kelvins.
And I guess everything you just said, we should have put this question beforehand, but why does it belong in this year's...
Why do I have a habit of answering the question before you ask it, Chad?
Yeah, so just rewind and act like we said it there. Why does this belong in this year's, blind best of contention? The reasons Sarah just said.
Yeah.
Well, hey, that's where we got to leave it for today. If you haven't subscribed to us already, you can do so by clicking right up here. There's suggestions of other videos down here. Hope to see you over there in one of those. Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks, Chad.
Until tomorrow, drink more bourbon.